Considering joining Zen Internet, but not sure if they're any good? Today, we've assessed Zen based on their value for money, customer service, Wi-Fi router, and more to see if they're worth joining. But before we begin, thanks to 3 for sponsoring this video. Their 5G hub deals offer a really simple, cheap way of getting online with fast download and upload speeds from our testing. So click the link in the description to the 3 home broadband coverage checker and put in your postcode to see if you can get 300 megabits for around £20 a month with the 5G hub at your address when you're watching this. Zen is one of the more unique broadband providers in the UK. Rather than being really value-oriented, like most other providers, Zen is more focused on the actual service they're providing. They predominantly use Openreach, which is BT's broadband network, used by the likes of TalkTalk, Vodafone, PlusNet, Sky, and most other broadband providers as well, which means in full fibre areas, these are the 4 plans you can get with Zen. If we compare to EE broadband for comparison's sake, you'll see essentially the same range of packages on offer, except there's no 300 megabit option with Zen at the moment. The difference is Zen's tariffs are structured a bit differently and come with other things that most other broadband providers don't offer. For example, you get a static IP address as standard on all of these plans, which can be really helpful in certain situations, like if you want to host game servers and that sort of thing. Most other major providers like EE don't offer the ability to buy a static IP. Also, Zen's contracts are just 18 months long instead of the 24-month default that most other providers use these days, and Zen also just gives you a single price for the length of the contract, rather than bumping up the cost every year like most other major providers do. There's not much in terms of other add-ons or benefits you can get with Zen, like cable TV and that sort of thing, or benefits for bundled services. Like with EE, when you buy broadband, you get discounts on EE SIM plans, and Vodafone does a similar thing. You get a discount on broadband if you're already a Vodafone pay monthly mobile customer, but you can get a home phone line with Zen, which is good, because a lot of other companies don't offer this anymore. Essentially, Zen is very focused just on broadband, which can be really good, but it's also meant that their prices aren't very competitive, which we'll discuss later in the video. Zen offers fast download speeds and very consistent service, but it would be good to see a greater range of plans on offer from them. In Openreach areas, you can get their 1.6 gigabit plan, which is really good to see, because a lot of other providers still aren't offering this, including BT, PlusNet, and Sky. But between 100 and 500 megabits per second, it would be good to see another plan, as we touched on before, because 100 megabits is probably a bit low for most households these days, with multiple people online, but 500 is quite a lot, which is why most other providers like EE have a 150 and a 300 megabit deal, because this is the range that most people fall into, in terms of the speeds that you need as a household. It's also worth mentioning, another good thing about Zen is they also use the CityFibre network, which is essentially another set of infrastructure, another separate fibre network from the one that BT owns. So if you're in a CityFibre area, you can get up to 2,300 megabits with symmetrical download and upload speeds, which is really good. But same as in Openreach locations, it would be good to see a plan or two between these 2 speeds. The best thing about Zen though, from a speed point of view, is how consistent they are. They place a lot of emphasis on customer service and troubleshooting any issues that arise, which is why their Trustpilot rating is so high compared to most other broadband providers. But we've discussed Zen's customer service a bit later in the video. Zen's Wi-Fi routers are quite good. They're not the best on the market from a signal point of view, but they get the job done and have some benefits over other major providers' routers. On most of their plans, you get a Wi-Fi 6 router, which most of the time is this Fritzbox 7530AX. If you've never heard of Fritzbox, they're not anything to be concerned about. They're very rare to see in the UK, but they're made by a German company and they're very popular in Germany. They're shipped by most major providers like O2 and Vodafone over there, because O2 sells home broadband in Germany. The good thing about this router is, it's nowhere near as locked down as most other major providers' tech. With most BT group routers, for example, including the ones shipped by PlusNet and EE, you can't do things like set up DNS on a router level, which can be a bit frustrating if you like to go in and change settings like this. You'll have no such problems with Zen's routers. It's also worth mentioning, on their fastest plan, you get a Wi-Fi 6E router from Zen instead, which is this Eero mesh kit, which performs really well. It has a similar range of customization settings to the Fritzbox, but is sort of a more modern router, with more app-based controls, instead of having all the controls in a web interface, as is the case with most routers historically. The one criticism we have of Zen here is it would be good to see them offer Wi-Fi 7 tech, given this has been out for a while now, and given the prices they're charging. If you buy 1.6 gigabit broadband from EE, for example, you get their Smart Hub Pro Wi-Fi 7 router, which offers really good signal and speeds, even if you have a lot of devices online and a fairly big house. And you could also choose to upgrade to this router for £10 extra per month if you want to. And it also comes with a separate Wi-Fi extender. Though, as an EE router, this device is locked down a lot more if you want to change advanced settings, compared to the two routers that Zen ships at the moment. But if you want a Wi-Fi 7 router, click the link in the description to the EE Broadband website and put in your postcode here to compare their prices with Zen at the moment. Zen Internet is fairly expensive, and their prices are probably their biggest downside at the moment. If we look at their 100 megabit plan, for example, this is £35 a month at the moment, with a £15 setup fee. With EE Broadband, their 150 megabit deal, which is 50% faster, is £5 a month cheaper at the moment, and has no setup fees, though the price does increase during the contract. Zen is more cost competitive when you look at the prices of their more expensive plans, compared to what other providers are charging, and especially given they include a static IP address as standard on all of their deals. But if you're looking to save money when buying broadband, Zen Internet isn't normally the best option. If you're looking for really good value for money, click the link in the description to the 3 wireless broadband coverage checker and see if you can get their 4G hub or 5G hub deals. These normally allow you to get online for around £20 a month, basically nearly half the price of any of Zen Internet's deals, while still offering download speeds of at least 200 to 300 megabits per second if you can get the 5G hub at your address. As we touched on before, one of the things you get from Zen Internet in return for the fairly high prices they're charging is really good customer service. Their team is UK based, easy to reach on the phone, and very helpful with any issues you have, which is why Zen Internet has one of the best Trustpilot ratings of any broadband provider on the market at the moment. They respond to negative reviews and escalate the complaints to get help, which is why their ratings are so much higher than the likes of PlusNet or Virgin Media at the moment. If you don't mind paying more for broadband, there's a lot of things to like about Zen Internet. They offer fast download speeds and good Wi-Fi routers that aren't locked down at a software level like most other providers' routers are, and they also offer really good customer service. But their plans are fairly expensive. We would like to see them offer more Wi-Fi 6 routers on more of their plans, and maybe Wi-Fi 7 on their fastest deal. And it would also be good to see them offer a greater range of plans, instead of just the 4 shown when you put in your postcode. If you're looking for better value than Zen Internet offers, a router with Wi-Fi 7 that offers better signal, or better benefits for customers that sign up, click the link in the description to the EE Broadband website and put in your postcode on their coverage checker to compare their deals to what Zen Internet is offering at the moment. And if you have any questions about Zen, or about choosing a broadband provider more broadly, let us know in the comments below, and we'll reply as soon as we can.